have a very important guest coming up in mere moments, so we're going to go ahead and get to your phone calls very quickly at 1-877-NEWSMAX on what we had just talked about. 30 seconds, please. Be on target. Make your point. Barbara from Hurst, Texas, you're first up on Newsmax in the Hardline. You got 30 seconds. Barbara, welcome in.
Hi, thank you for having me. I don't think I have ever been so upset by two people that you've had on that I am tonight. Trump is not just running on a beat Hillary campaign, but even if he was only running on that, that would be enough to push him ahead. The gentleman who is upset by the fact that he wasn't supported by the NRA and talking about a book that came out in 2010, look what happened to the United States after 2000. After 2000, America was attacked on its own soil. The Democrats are still holding off, releasing 26 pages to let us know exactly what's going on. I am livid. I have over 200 family members in Georgia, and over 100 of them were Democrats that have now moved to the Republican Party to support Trump. He is not just based on Hillary. He's based on our borders, our economy, our servicemen, our men in blue, bringing jobs back to America.
Okay, Barbara, you went over your 30 seconds there. I'm afraid we have to give you your time here, but we appreciate it. A very strong comment. Thanks so much for joining us. Pam from Belen, New Mexico. You're next up on the Hardline. You have 30 seconds. Pam, join us.
Hi, good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you?
Excellent.
Good. My comment is, and question also is, I wondered how as a nation we can possibly consider the Clintons as an opportunity to go back into that White House that they stole from, that Bill Clinton was impeached from, and he's going to fix the economy along with the Clinton Foundation that they operate, and this is our best choice that we have.
And that is what many people are asking. They are still wondering. Many people on the Republican side, even the Democratic side, are wondering how anybody can vote for the Clintons at this time. Pam, thanks so much for joining us. Susan from Rex, Georgia, welcome to the Hardline of Newsmax. You have 30 seconds. Please go ahead.
Hi, Ed. I just want to tell you, first of all, I love Newsmax. I love your show. So now I'm just going to go with my 30 seconds and just say that the two, I'm going to say what Barbara said, the two gentlemen that you had that said it's anything but beat Hillary. It isn't about beat Hillary. We've had a do-nothing Congress in office, a crappy president of the United States. People are fed up. Get on board the Trump train. If you're Republican or conservative, back our person, and that is Donald Trump.
We appreciate your comments, Susan. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sorry, but we have to move on. But again, we'll take your phone calls throughout the hour, if indeed they are on target, at 1-877-NEWSMAX. Now, we have an important guest to get to. There is no evidence yet to support the idea of terrorism, sending Egypt Air Flight 840 into the Mediterranean with the loss of all on board. In this day and age, one cannot keep that concept front and center. Be prepared to act accordingly if that is indeed the case. Regardless, we're once again forced to confront the idea that cowardly killers around the world are always seeking ways to murder the innocent, to be as far from the actual killing as possible, to strike fear into the hearts of everybody while they are simply going about their day-to-day affairs. And the realization that striking at airports and onboard commercial aircraft is a prime target for the manner in which it kills multiple people in a single blow. And we as civilized people need to stop kidding ourselves with nickel and dime manners of preparation and safety. If we don't get tough, the message we send to the terrorists is keep trying. The government of Israel learned its lesson the hard way. A wave of violence against the state-owned El Al Airlines was the last straw in the 60s. And since then, El Al has consistently been named one of, if not the world's safest commercial airline. Why then does America and the rest of the world not learn from those with the necessary expertise? This and much more to cover. It's a pleasure to welcome a member of the Israeli Knesset, chairman of the Knesset Foreign Affairs and Defense Committee, former lieutenant in the Israeli Defense Forces, and author of The Smarter Bomb, MK Dr. Anat Berko. Dr. Berko, I want to thank you so much for joining us. We have so much to get to. We could spend hours here, but let me just start right away by asking what I pointed out. Israel is so good at stopping terrorists and stopping people from using your aircraft as weapons. What can we as America and the rest of the world learn, and what could we actually carry out? Because your measures used in Israel are very, very strict. I don't know if they'd work in other countries.
Shalom, Ed, and thanks for having me. I'm not the chair of this committee. I'm the chair of the subcommittee of the Secret Services just from today. So just to clarify.
Thank you.
Ed, I think that, we have the experience that the Palestinians conduct terror attacks against Israel and brought to the world also kidnapping aircraft and suicide bombers, and this is epidemic. So I think that what we should do is, first of all, stop with this PC. Politically correctness kills the truth. You need to look for the truth. You need to watch for the enemy. You need to find, and I'm speaking now as a military person, also to what is the target and how to combat it and what you achieve every day to do so. And this is something that I think essential, and I don't see that in the West we do that. If you cannot define your enemy, you have a problem. If you want to be politically correct and nice, it's not the way how we fight terrorism.
With what you
and
just said right there, I think is a good
right
point. Let me get to this, because I think you've hit on a point here. Is it simply, in your opinion then, and the opinion of others who watch, that America is just too soft when it comes to fighting terrorism?
I think, my research on the field of terrorism, it's first-hand research. So I have the experience of 20 years sitting with leaders from Hamas organization, even the founder of the Hamas organization, Islamic Jihad and others face to face, and know how they think and understand their mindset. They know that they actually rely on our morality, that we wouldn't dare to do what they dare to do. And we are about human rights, but we should be about human life. And we see that here, it's not for me, when I come in my purse and I have my, pistol, and the guard in the mall do not ask me to open my purse because I'm a woman, I will open my purse and show him, I have a weapon here and you didn't do your job in the right way. And this is how it works. You should seek for security, even if sometimes it's bothering you. You should learn the citizen to look for everything. In Israel, the awareness of the citizen is so high that many terror attacks, the citizens stop them, not the police and not the security services.
If you don't mind, then let me ask about getting tough.
Here.
I think you're right in many ways. People here still need to be on target. They need to watch. They need to basically be part of the protection. But let's get down to that actual being tough here. Donald Trump, the presumptive Republican nominee for president, has said that he would go to extreme measures to fight terrorists. Many people disagree. But here's what he said. I'd like you to comment on this.
But we're fighting a very politically correct war.
Yeah. Well, we see
and
that
the
happening
other
in
thing is
Vermont.
with the terrorists, you have to take out their families. When you get these terrorists, you have to take out their families. They care about their lives. Don't kid yourself. But they say they don't care about their lives. You have to take out their families.
That was a very controversial statement that he made. He was criticized for it in many corners. But do you agree with Donald Trump and that thinking that you need to take out the families of the terrorists to get as down and dirty as you can?
We cannot be like them, but let me tell you something. The family of leaders of terror organizations do not send, or the leaders of terror organizations do not send their own children to be shaheeds, to be martyrs. Even if we are speaking about the September 11 attack, you didn't see that bin Laden sent his children or his grandchildren, and he was married to 4 wives, and he has a lot of family members. He didn't do that, although he preached to others to do so. So we see the same thing with the Fatah, with the Hamas, with the Islamic Jihad. They do the same thing. They send others to kill themselves in order to kill Israelis, Jews, or Christians, or whatever that we see now with ISIS, and also the Shia version of terror organization like Hezbollah and Iran state-sponsored terrorism. So the family can put a pressure and sometimes stop even from the terrorists from doing so. There are many times that the family did not want to pay the price and want to actually stop the abuse and exploit of their child or their, the daughter or the son from doing so. Sometimes the family involved because it's a family pattern. You see brothers that are terrorists, sister and brother, cousins, and the usra, it's the whole family, the whole chamula together are part of that because they can keep the secret together, and also it's copy and paste. It's epidemic.
But let me do this.
And,
I only have about, I apologize for this. I'd love to do this for hours. I only have 20 seconds left. So do you then think that when it comes down to ISIS and other groups, take the handcuffs off, do whatever is necessary? 20 seconds.
I wouldn't say do whatever is necessary, but without losing control. We need to be different from them. We cannot act in terrorism like they do. But we need to be more creative and to be far
ahead in our thinking.
In a better way.
Far ahead in our thinking to what we're going to do.
Thinking.
Dr. Anat Berko, right. I hope you can come on again sometime when you're back in America. I would love to do this for a long period of time. What you've said will make an impact. I want to thank you so much for joining us. Safe travels home. Stay with us. The Hardline continues.